All right, what is going on, folks? Welcome back to a brand new, exciting episode of Strong Arm Sports, the realest sport podcast in all the land. Man, it has been so difficult to get you guys this show, man. Anything that could go wrong has gone wrong and has probably gone wrong twice. But nevertheless, man, our stick-to-itiveness has us here, and we're going to bring you guys an exciting show. If you're new to the show, man, I go by the name of KSpadeTheProspect.
And I'm your boy, Lil Paris 57, and together we form Strong Arm Sports. At least we're trying to form Strong Arm Sports. Woo! Don't kill us, y'all. We're trying to form this great podcast. But we got a great show for you guys today. And Spade, without further ado, I'm going to kick it right off, and I want to take it to the NBA. Can we start there?
Yeah, welcome back, bro.
Anyway.
Welcome back. Let's go to the NBA.
Gotta take it to LA, man. If you guys don't know, Magic Johnson out there doing what he do. He wants Showtime back. Magic Johnson sent out a slew of tweets, just basically saying about what the Lakers should do in free agency. Magic said the Lakers should go after KD. Of course, we know everybody in the NBA, if they got some bread, they're gonna be pursuing Kevin Durant. They know that. Like, everybody know that. But that's not all. Magic said they should go after Boogie Cousins. They should go after Bradley Beal. They should go after LeBron James. They should try and trade for Melo. Magic want everybody. Magic said, damn a big three. Magic want a big eight. Like, Magic out there sending a ton of tweets, and Magic want every damn free agent to come to LA. Spade, what you think about Magic, man?
I mean, this is typical Magic. Magic like to talk, and he's always liked to talk. And Magic is funny because now he's trying to figure out social media. He's a funny guy to me. He's kind of like that cool uncle that got on Twitter that just be wanting to say something. Like, yeah, I get it. The Lakers should go after whoever. Realistically, who they're going to get, I don't know if they're going to get any of them people. I've heard a lot of rumors of DeRozan to LA. I don't know that DeRozan would want to go there. I think he's from that area, so I can somewhat understand it. Unfortunately, these playoffs are exposing DeRozan. The Lakers might not even want his trash ass after this playoff series right now. So, I don't know, man. Word. Magic is funny to me, though. I don't think they have a realistic shot at getting Kevin Durant. I don't even know. I don't think they got a realistic shot of getting Boogie. What can Luke tell Boogie? Like, man, come on, man. I don't know.
Yeah, if George Karl can't tell Boogie nothing.
Right.
And George Karl coached Gary Payton and Sean Kemp.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know what the hell Luke Walton going to tell him, but that's not all. Byron Scott did some interviews. You know, he's on the Chitlin circuit he's on the Chitlin circuit doing interviews. You know, he was recently fired by the Lakers, so they asking him a lot of questions about the Lakers. So they asked Scott, "What do you think about getting free agents to LA?" And Scott said, "I think it's going to be hard getting free agents over there because of the D'Angelo Russell situation." He said that he tried to let D'Angelo Russell and Swaggy P work it out. He said the Lakers season was one of the toughest seasons. And on top of losing, Kobe retiring, they had to deal with the D'Angelo Russell situation. And he said that situation with D'Angelo Russell could potentially hurt the Lakers getting free agency because, come on, ladies and gentlemen, newsflash, professional athletes cheat. Regular men cheat, so you know professional athletes cheat. So if you're a free agent and you're married and you know you on the road and you mess around, do you really want D'Angelo Russell around you? You know, sneaking pictures and, you know, do you want your wife having D'Angelo Russell number? Like, yo, what he doing? Right. I don't know. So that Scott said that could potentially hurt Lakers free agent Spade. What do you think about that? Do you agree?
I think it's a possibility. I mean, to be honest with you, I think the Lakers are going to have a hard time in free agency anyway. People are saying, like, the Lakers ain't going to have problems getting people. They the Lakers. Well, they ain't really those Lakers anymore. If you guys don't remember, the Lakers completely botched their whole entice LaMarcus Aldridge to come to L.A. campaign. They botched that. Melo went over there and ate up their free food and got the hell on. L.A. went over there. LaMarcus Aldridge went over there and ate up their free food and got the hell on. So what it seems like to me is these athletes have come over and get courted by the Lakers and then go, no thanks. Don't call me. I'll call you. So I think the Lakers got a hard time trying to get people over there anyway. That roster is uninspiring at best. And the good thing about LA is the LA environment, and that's a plus and a negative. Have you seen traffic in LA? Ain't nobody trying to deal with that, man. So, yeah, That won't make it any easier. I'll definitely say that.
And I mean, you gotta look at that roster. You think adding KD and DeRozan makes that Laker team better? I mean, of course it makes it better, but I mean, you think that makes them championship contenders? So if I'm KD, I'm looking at LA like, okay, you know, I can go to there, I can go there, I can go to Miami. Like, I got my pick. I mean, Chicago looks more formidable, and it's in the East. Or I could just stay right here in Oklahoma City, and me and Russ could, you know, be second round, third round outs every year. I don't know.
Perennial playoff team.
I mean, like I said, let's not be naive here. NBA players do mess around on their wives and girlfriends. A lot of people were saying... I
didn't know that. I'm not saying that NBA players. If it's any NBA players watching, I'm not the one snitching on y'all. Because I don't think y'all do that.
I'm keeping it a hundo.
I think y'all honest and loyal.
But my point is, I kind of agree with Scott. I know Magic want the Lakers to be back to Showtime and be exciting and get it back popping, but Magic, I think it's going to be some years before you get that, bro. I hope y'all able to get maybe some free agents, but I don't know. And I do think that the Russell situation will play a part. I think it will play some type of part. Maybe not a big part, but some type of part.
I agree. Check this out, man. You're talking about Magic Johnson and his comments. He's an ex-NFL legend whose comments now kind of make us feel one way or another. Perfect segue into who I want to talk about. Let's talk about the round mound of rebound. Charles Barkley. Man, let's face it, the TNT NBA show is some of the most entertaining stuff on the TV right now. And it is partly because... Exactly. And it's partly because of the fact that Charles Barkley doesn't really bite his tongue. He says whatever he wants to say. He'll deal with the repercussions or the consequences from it later. Same thing here. So the Atlanta Hawks are getting embarrassed and thrashed by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Just embarrassed. And, you know, man, the Cavs out here setting records on these boys and throwing passes off of Atlanta Hawks' faces, hitting people in the face. I mean, they embarrassing them. And Charles Barkley made a comment on the show and said, you know what? The Hawks, if they got any pride, they got to take somebody out. And Kenny was right there to try to save him. Kenny said, now when you say take him out, you don't mean take him out. You mean like rough him up, chip him up a little bit. He said, no. I think he said touch him up. Touch him out. He said, no, I mean take him out. Shaq says, Chuck, you can't say that on national TV. Charles said, yes, I can. I can say that. He said, well, take him out mean hurt somebody. He said, I'm not necessarily saying hurt somebody. I'm saying take him out. People still ran with it as though Charles was saying, like, break somebody's arm, rip their, ACL out of their knee and spin it. Like, they was going far with it. I almost dropped my phone. Let me sit this thing down because I'm tripping. That would mess up my whole vibe. So, yeah, man, people took offense to it. Notably, Charles Oakley, who is a Clevelandier. Is that a word, bro?
We're going to make it a word. Let's make it a word.
Right. He is a Cleveland native. I'll just say that. Mm-hmm. And him and Barkley don't like each other. They ain't never liked each other. Anyway, but to get to the point, man, I don't think Barkley, I don't know, man. I know what he means. Should he say take somebody out? Absolutely not. But if you beat me by 30 and you out here gunning at an NBA record, just pulling threes, somebody's getting a trip to the charity stripe. I'm finna give somebody that flagrant. I mean, you gonna feel it. And I think that's what Chuck is saying. You know, this is something that's been in the league back in the day when Chuck played. Not so much now. Maybe I'm wrong. LaParis, are we wrong? Me and Chuck wrong? Because I feel like we right.
Because I agree 100%. It used to be guys that was specifically in the league to do those type of fouls.
Enforcers.
The league we grew up on.
Right.
It's not the same league. Like the flagrant fouls they call now in this NBA will be common fouls in the previous NBA.
Right.
The flagrant fouls from the old school NBA would get you suspended for like 10 games now. And I get what Charles Barkley's saying, but it's a different league. And I like you said, I don't believe Charles Barkley was saying go out there and hurt somebody, injure somebody. I think he was saying, put an elbow on somebody. I don't know if you remember, Spade. I think it was the Lakers. I think it was the Lakers and the Mavs that played in the playoffs. And little J.J. Barea was cooking L.A. And little J.J. Barea came down the lanes and Andrew Bynum gave him a forearm. And little J.J. Barea did a backflip. He hit him so hard and did a backflip. Of course, it got Andrew Bynum kicked out the game. But Andrew Bynum was like, yo, enough is enough. Now, I know you don't want to go to Andrew Bynum for your quotables. Like, you don't want to, he's not the player you want to go to for your quotables and your, your examples. But my point is, somebody from the Hawks got to say, yo, enough is enough. And it used to be guys on the bench. I mean, for a while, like for the Heat. For the Heat, that was like Udonis Haslem. Like, you wasn't just about to come up in Miami and just try and punk somebody because you did put something on you. And I think that's what...
I can't think of the guy named who clotheslined Lance Stevenson. God, what was his name?
Dang, I can't remember his name for Miami. He was a big guy. Pittman.
Dexter Pittman.
Dexter Pittman. Yeah, man. It's usually guys on the bench that come in and be like,
Enforcers.
yo, enough is enough.
Yeah.
And I guess Atlanta don't have that. I guess because of the way the league is, they're not willing to risk it. But, I mean, you down 30. Why not? Why not?
Yeah, send a message. I don't disagree with Chuck at all, man. I mean, yeah, even if you get somebody ejected, you take that guy at the end of the bench who ain't getting no minutes anyway. He ain't mad about doing it. He want to get on the floor. He want to get us a little bit of TV time. Hey, I don't want you to hurt nobody. And even with that being said, man, Jalen Rose has admitted to throwing his foot under a shooting Kobe Bryant, knowing he would land on his foot and probably hurt his ankle, which he did, and end up missing a couple of games in that playoff series, man. So this ain't people acting like Chuck is saying something. You know, I got to shout out to homie. I had a debate with my friend about it, and he was like, man, he can't say that. People, that's not what the league is about. Nobody's ever done that. I'm like, what league are you talking about? They've always done that. Man, the Pistons used to kill MJ when he came to the paint, man. Like, yeah, I'm with Chuck. I'm old school though. Admittedly, I'm the old guy.
Old school too, man. I'm with Chuck too. Get you a goon at the end of the bench that want to touch somebody up, want to get a check for touching somebody up. And hey, it used to happen. And man, the Miami Heat and the Knicks used to fight, like literally fist fight every single game. Like, it was a punch being thrown. Man, Chris Child got tired of Kobe, and he chipped Kobe. He hit Kobe with the two-piece.
Yep.
Hey, sometimes people get tired of losing by enormous amount of points. You know, and things need to be done.
Roger Bell used to be a bit of an enforcer.
I ain't saying no. I'm just kidding. I ain't saying no punches should be thrown, but they damn sure need to show some pride and hey, be like, yo, enough is enough, man. Atlanta, show some damn pride.
Yeah.
Shit.
I agree.
Moving on, Spade. We gotta take it to Indianapolis, Indiana. We gotta take it there. The Indiana Pacers came out, and shockingly, it shocked me. Maybe it didn't shock anybody else, but it shocked me. They fired Frank Vogel, man, who I think did a solid job for the Indiana Pacers. I mean, they went out there. I don't think everything that happened with the Pacers this season was their fault. They made it back to the playoffs. Paul George back to looking like a star. They got a young draft pick named Miles Turner who looked like he's going to be a pretty solid big in the league. They got Mahimi. I got a problem with their point guards. They got a problem with their point guards too. Clearly, they got George Hill, who I don't know if they like him. He's okay. I think George Hill is a serviceable backup. I don't think he's a starting PG in the league. And they got Ty Lawson, you know, to try and rekindle some of that flame Ty Lawson had in Denver, and that kind of didn't work out. And they went out and they got Monte Ellis, who I thought was a perfect fit. Like, it don't look like it's a fit. Monte Ellis came out and had the worst season he ever had since his rookie year. And Spade, I don't know if that's Vogel's fault. I mean, Monte Ellis, he was actually struggling with his shot. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't think Frank Vogel deserved to be fired. Let me know your thoughts, Spade.
Well, you know, I don't think he deserved to be fired per se. He did a lot with a little. He kind of came out and took shots. I felt like they were shots at Monte Ellis and said they ain't really put the team together that he wanted. He wanted more shooters on the team. But I actually give Frank Vogel a little bit of the flack for things not going right with Monte Ellis. We never saw Monte look so bad in his entire career, dog. Monte was kind of cooking. Monte was cooking with the Mavs. I remember one of the playoff rounds where Dirk kind of couldn't get right. And it was all Monte. It was Monte or nothing in that series. So Monte didn't fall off in one offseason. He didn't go from that to, I don't remember how to play. So you and I, a lot of times, we question, like, what is the coach's job? Like, these guys are playing for themselves. Like, they know what to do. They're seasoned vets. They're educated in the game. They got high basketball IQ. They know what to do. What is the coach's job? Well, it's a coach's job to get the most out of the talent you got. For instance, let's take Wes Welker. He's a hell of a receiver. But if you want to throw fade route jump balls to him in the red zone, you're not going to get the best out of him. That's not what he does best. And I think you got to give Vogel a little bit of the blame for the fact that Monte looked like a fish out of water for an entire season and the postseason.
But blame enough to be fired, those players?
No, I'm not saying that. I don't think he should be fired. But I think he got to hold some of that blame for Monte looking so... Man, Monte looked horrible. Everybody, I can't speak for everybody, but I really thought, you don't really like George Hill, and I understand it, but I felt like it worked. George Hill he's not a shoot first point guard. He's not out there looking to get buckets. He just kind of does, what he do. He's not a great defender, but he's not a horrible defender. He's not a great shooter. He's not a horrible shooter. But you put shooters around him. You got PG-13. You got Monte Ellis. Both of those guys can get buckets. I never knew Miles Turner would be as good as he's turning out to be. He looks really good. I thought they had something, and it just didn't come to fruition. So, unfortunately, that was the first year of that team. Miles just came into the league. This was the first year with Monte. I felt like they would have gave him longer. At the end of the day, man, it goes back to Larry Bird, who just was kind of ready to part ways with him. I think some months back, Larry Bird kind of hinted that maybe him and Vogel would be going separate ways. He kind of basically said he's going to evaluate whether or not he's going to keep Vogel. Basically said they're going to fire him. They fire him. He comes out and says, look, his contract was up. I didn't fire him. His contract was up, and I chose not to renew it. Well, Larry, that's damn firing. If I've been working for you for a term, and then when that term is up, you decide to let me go, you fired me. That's firing. Then he took it a step further and let the world know that Frank Vogel basically was begging for his job. He said that Frank wanted to know what could he do to keep his job. Like, you call him in to fire him, and he goes, hey, man, what can I do to keep my job? Damn, I wish that story right there had stayed behind the scenes. The good news is for Frank, man, rumors are, or should I say reports are, that the New York Knicks have already reached out to Frank Vogel's team or agents or whoever you got to talk to. I don't know who did because Phil ain't even there. Phil on vacation or whatever. They already talking to Frank, man. Frank gonna bounce back like cook crack. He got another job coming soon. Mark my words on that.
Who hasn't the Knicks talked to aside from Pat Ewing? Like, the Knicks done talk to every coach.
You're right, except for Pat.
The Knicks so trash.
They'll take anybody. Like, long as your name ain't Pat Ewing. Yeah, but I agree.
Spade, I gotta take it somewhere else. I gotta take it down to Memphis, Tennessee. If you guys haven't heard today, Memphis has fired Dave Joerger, and I'm like, what is going on? He took the band of misfits to the playoffs,
right?
And with Lance Stevenson as his second option. That's never good. And I like Lance, but when Lance is your second option, that's never good. You gotta hope Lance your third or fourth or fifth option. Never your second option. Like, man. And they ended up firing Dave Joerger, who I absolutely don't think should have been fired. But Spade, you got some news on that as well. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Reports out of that area saying anybody who was close to this team in the last 2 years saw this whole thing brewing. They felt like Joerger had a foot out of the door. He's been kind of vying for some other jobs. Like, he basically wanted to use that job as the first step on the ladder. He wanted to come coach at Memphis until a better team or a better opportunity came around and he was looking to jump for it. And once the organization felt like, you know what, he's so ready to be out of here, tell him to get on. He had one foot out the door and they just told him to go ahead and get his other foot and step it out too. This guy's a really good coach. I feel like he's a really good coach. This team was decimated with injuries this year. Yeah. And, they went to the playoffs. They kind of got handed. They got handled in the playoffs, but what was they supposed to do with the roster they had? The thing that concerns me, not really concerns me because I'm not a Grizz fan. I don't care. But they fired him like they got a plan. Like, who you guys getting? Who wants to coach that team? They're probably going to lose Conley. Even though I love Zebo. Zebo is getting older. Zebo had lost his job to Matt Barnes, who really ain't even a 4. Like, they had benched Zebo at one point this season. So, Zebo's getting older. Mark's coming off a season-ending injury. You don't really know what Mark is going to come back. Like, that ain't just a top-tier job. You ain't got a whole bunch of people like, ooh, I like to have that job, other than Pat Ewing. I don't know, bro.
I definitely don't think. I definitely don't think he deserved to be fired. I mean, what's wrong with trying to better your rosters? I bet you if Memphis could move to Las Vegas, they'd be out on Memphis too. And Memphis got great fans.
But
I bet you if they know,
you gotta disguise it.
Go ahead.
You gotta disguise it. You can't be at your job and your boss come in your office and you say, hold on, I'll be right with you. I'm on the phone with some people about a job. Yeah, I can start tomorrow.
Like you was doing it all in their face.
But they knew though. They knew he was vying for other jobs.
Of course they know. Crap getting leaked all the time.
That's true.
We know Oakland we know the Oakland Raiders right now are talking about moving to Las Vegas.
That's right.
They would prefer to move to Las Vegas.
Absolutely.
But I mean, we know. But that don't mean they ain't gonna stay in Oakland. So I mean, just because you know something, don't mean I'm doing it in your face.
They kind of, the Raiders are kind of doing it in
some of these women know
their
man is cheating, but the man ain't cheating all in their face.
I hear you.
I just don't think he deserved to be fired, especially with what he did with the band of misfits he had. At one point, they had Rio, and Rio was playing amazing. I don't like how Memphis played Rio. Like, he got hurt. They cut him. They picked up Ray McCallum. Then Ray McCallum kind of wasn't working out, so then they picked up another dude named Weber. They cut Weber after like his 20-day contract. Weber he's now with the Miami Heat, and then they picked up another guard. They picked up Jordan Formar. Like, so come on, man. Like, Memphis, with what he had to work with, I think Dave Joerger could have been coach of the damn year. He could have been coach of the year with what he had to work with, man. Yeah. I don't think he should have been fired. Interested to know what you guys think. I mean, I know it's some Memphis Grizzly fan out there that's going to give us the lowdown, so leave that in the comment section down below. I would love to read what's going on. I don't think he deserved to be fired.
I don't either, man. Let's get to our last last NBA topic of the show.
Woo! That's a hot topic.
Man, let's go down to Trail 5 MIAO. You spoke about the Heat a little bit in that last segment, man. Chris Bosh, this thing right here has been like a media topic. We're in the NBA playoffs, and you'll get a chance to see the scores and what's going on, and then an update on the Bosh situation. For those that don't know, Bosh basically was shut down last season with a very, very concerning injury. It was discovered that he had blood clots in his lungs. The Heat, of course, shut him down for the season. He returned this season with great expectation. I thought the Heat was going to be, top tier team, top 2 seed in the East. I really did expect that. And in February, right before the All-Star break, Bosh, I think he had some pain in his legs, went to the hospital. It was discovered that he had blood clots in his legs. At this point, everybody's afraid. Everybody involved is afraid for fair reason. You should be. And then we thought everything was straight. Like, Bosh, he kind of released a statement saying that he felt like he would be back this season. And it kind of all went away until it got to playoff time. Then it became apparent that Bosh himself wasn't sitting at his own choice. Bosh wants to play. Bosh released a statement that he's been off blood thinners for months. Bosh released a statement that even though Miami Heat team doctors are saying that he's not clear, he went and got a second opinion from a doctor that says he's good to go. Bosh wants to play. Then came a video of Bosh shooting in the gym. The jumper was butter too, if I don't say so myself. Bosh's wife was retweeting with the hashtag #BringBackBosh. Even at the most recent game in Miami, it was fans with Bring Back Bosh t-shirts on. At this point, it has become a distraction to the team. Something had to happen. Chris Bosh went to the NBA Players Association. The Players Association set up a meeting to talk with the Heat about Bosh, and then in an instant it was gone. Pat Riley got involved. A statement came out that the Miami Heat, Chris Bosh, and the Players Association all agree that we got a temporary fix on this. Like, it is gone. We shut it down. I got a take on this that I think is going to catch everybody off guard. Before I go in, LaParis, where are you on this whole Chris Bosh situation, man?
First and foremost, Pat Riley came in there like the Godfather.
Right.
Made Chris Bosh an offer he can't refuse. Like, that's what Pat Riley is mafioso out there and shut it all down. But I want to say, listen, man, I'm a Chris Bosh fan. People give Chris Bosh a hard time. Chris Bosh putting up 19, 8, 9, 10 boards a game. Chris Bosh was, basically the second best player on the Heat aside from Wade. I mean,
when this year, he was the best player, bro.
But yeah, man, like Bosh, he was playing great. He was definitely having an all-star season. Definitely. I want Chris Bosh to get healthy. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. But what I want is Chris Bosh to get healthy. I want Chris Bosh to not pass away on the court. And I think that's what the Heat actually care about. I know Chris Bosh want to play. I know he want to go to war with his teammates and help his teammates out during this playoff run. But Chris Bosh, you got to get healthy because don't nobody want to see you pass away from blood clots or just all this exertion on the court, man. Chris Bosh, I want you to get healthy. And I want Chris Bosh to appreciate that he actually, they care. Like, usually Chris Bosh went out there and got a second opinion. Usually when people go get a second opinion, it's because they don't agree with the first opinion. But usually when the second opinion is good enough, it's because it's the opinion that people want to hear. When the second opinion is the same as the first, usually people go out there and get a third opinion. Chris Bosh went out there and got a second opinion. The second opinion said that Chris Bosh is okay to play. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I guess the Heat is waiting for their doctor who's on their payroll, on their staff, who was on their staff to approve Bosh. It's just a crazy situation. There was reports out there that Bosh was going to potentially sue the Heat to get back on the floor. I don't know. I want Bosh to appreciate that the Heat actually cares about them, care about his health. I think that the Heat actually genuinely care about Chris Bosh. I think that Bosh need to appreciate that a little bit, man. I don't think it's just. I don't know. It's a crazy situation. I know for damn sure the Heat don't want Chris Bosh to pass away on the court, and I think they actually care about his health. So I want Bosh to appreciate that a little more. Yeah.
You sitting down over there, bro?
Yeah, I'm sitting down. I'm Gucci.
Anybody listening, if you wherever you at, take a seat. I got a take on this that I feel like gonna catch people off guard, but bear with me. We only know, we kind of only know one side to this story. We know a little bit about it from Bosh's perspective, but not much. Yeah. Let me just paint this scenario. Bosh goes out in February, blood clots in his lungs. He's sitting down. We see him at the game. He got the blaze on. Man, my dude Bosh, he clean up nice over there. He got the slacks and the blazer or the sport coat over there. We thinking, man, Bosh, get well, Bosh. Then it comes out, Bosh said, yo, I've been off blood thinners for months. No clots. I've been off blood thinners for months. I got video of me shooting in the gym. I'm Gucci. I got a second opinion. They say I'm good. I'm Gucci. I want to play. The Heat like, nah, you're not going to play. My issue with this whole thing is everybody's giving Miami this credit. And, man, you guys know I'm a Heat fan. I love the Heat. I love Bosh, too. Everybody's taking this Miami so, it's admirable what Miami's doing. They care about Bosh. Bosh got kids. They care about his kids. They care about his wife. Wait a minute. Miami don't care more about Bosh than Bosh. Miami don't care more about Bosh kids than Bosh. Miami don't care more about Bosh's wife than Bosh. If Bosh wants to, Bosh don't strike me as this suicide soldier that's just willing to die for it. I don't get that from Chris Bosh. And don't get me wrong, I never met the guy personally. I don't know. Maybe he's a psycho. Maybe he be in the locker room, banging his head on the locker. I don't see that when I see this guy. So I started to look at this thing differently, man, and it's weird for me. Try for a minute to just let's pretend you Chris Bosh. All right, you had an injury. We got something in us, something in our brain called self-preservation. Nobody wants to hurt. Nobody wants to die. People that do, something's wrong with them. Like, I mean that literally. Like, if you want to be hurt, something's wrong with you. If you want to die, something's wrong with you. Bosh says, man, I'm feeling like I'm good. I go to the doctor. They don't took me off the blood thinners. No clots. My blood seems to be good. Doc, I want to play. He said, nah, you're not good. Bosh hears this and hears this and hears this. After a while, he says, wait a minute, let me go get another opinion. Just in case, because at the end of the day, that Heat doctor is on the Heat payroll. He got the Heat best interest in mind, not Chris Bosh's. Bosh goes and hires his own doctor. Not hires, but goes and sees a doctor. Pays, they check him out. They say, hey, best we can tell you Gucci. So he comes back and say, look, I got another opinion. I got another opinion. They say I'm good. No, you're not good. You're not good. You're not good. They got the bring back Bosh campaign going. Bosh wants to play. He said, no, you can't play. Bosh contacts the NBA Player Association. And I don't know what he told them, But whatever he told them, they had set up an appointment to talk to the Heat, and I don't know what was about to go down, but it got shut down before it happened. My concern is this. I don't think Miami just cares about Bosh like that. I don't think the Heat really give a damn about Bosh. What they care about is being liable for something going wrong, and that's okay. Nobody wants to be liable for something going wrong. Nobody wants on their watch for a player to die. Nobody wants that, and I'm cool with all that. The thing that drives me crazy about it is they taking this stand like it's done all out of compassion, and I don't think any of it is done out of compassion. My question is this, bro. If the team, what is the team doctor saying that got him saying Bosh is not ready? What is he basing it off of? He's not on blood thinners. He don't have clots. He says he feels fine. As a doctor, what else can you go on? What does he see in Bosh? He don't see a clot. He don't see that he's on blood thinners. He don't see that he can't make, he can't go to the court. He can't, his movement isn't, it's not affected. He's still being able to do the things that he could do. So they said that for now, all sides have agreed to basically, I think Pat Riley probably said, look, this is becoming a distraction. You know what I'm saying? Like, the players don't know. You got players, they don't know if you're going to play, if you're not going to play. They've been asked about it. We just lost the game in Toronto, and they like, you think Bosh could have? Like, it's becoming a distraction. Let's shut it down. Cool. But the offseason is what? A couple of months? What's going to change in a couple of months that's not there now? If the team doctor evaluates Bosh 3-4 months down the road, he's still going to be off blood thinners. He's still not going to have any blood clots. What is he waiting to see to let this guy play? And what I'm really afraid that the Heat have just shut down Chris Bosh's career. I think they're not going to bring him back because what are they waiting to see? What's going to change? What can they see? Are they just going to wait until another blood clot comes and then say, look, I knew it. That's why I didn't bring you back. It's 2018 now, but there's a clot. I knew it. At some point, man. And I don't want nothing to happen to Bosh either. And you guys know that, man. I love that dude. I don't want anything to happen to him. But I feel like Bosh can play. I really feel like that.
I just don't see if Bosh could play, and he definitely could help the Heat. I don't understand, unless they thought something was going to happen, I don't understand why they wouldn't play him. I think they actually care. Hey, some doctors are smarter than other doctors. This doctor, this African doctor that they based concussion off, that saw all this concussion crap happening, and the other doctors was like, nah. Some doctors are smarter than other doctors. So I don't know what the Heat doctor is saying. I'm not saying he's wrong or right. All I'm saying is their doctor, who they trust, is saying Bosh ain't ready. Bosh went and got a second opinion. The second opinion is saying Bosh is Gucci. I don't know. My thing is, I think sometimes you got to get the play out the play away. So a lot of players have a lot of problems with, it's the same thing with all this concussion thing. I'm gonna switch it to football real quick because a lot of these players be like, oh my God, we didn't know, and we got CTE, and and the argument is they ask players all the time, like, if you know what you know now about concussions, would you still play football? And these players say, yeah. So sometimes you still got to get the player out his own way. But and maybe that's what the Heat is doing. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. But I just don't think that the Heat just don't care about Bosh. I want to believe they don't care, bro. They are better than that. I want to believe they better than that.
Let me ask you this. You think if it was a different Heat player, the reaction would be the same? What if it was Tyler Johnson and he wanted to play and he had a second opinion to say he could play? You think the Heat would let him play?
I mean, Tyler Johnson don't play anyway, but I mean, he don't get no burn anyway. But yeah, I think it would be the same stance.
So you think that they got the same amount Tyler Johnson of compassion for Tyler Johnson as they got for Chris Bosh? You think they just?
I don't think they will run Tyler Johnson out there knowing he could potentially die on the court.
But bro, anybody could potentially die. Like the next moment of our life isn't guaranteed. I'm serious. Now, man, what I'm trying to get you to see is, I ain't mad if the Heat come out and say, look, we ain't never playing Bosh again because we don't want it on our watch that this man died as a member of the Miami Heat. Say that. But they like, we're concerned about Bosh, and Bosh got 2 kids. Man, they don't give a damn about Bosh's 2 kids. They don't give a damn about Bosh's wife. They don't care about her. They don't care about any of that, bro.
Spade. I think they care. I ain't saying they all in love with Bosh and they care. I'm not saying that. But I think they care a little bit. I think they care. What
they care about is not being liable for that man's death, and that's understandable. But My thing is this: shutting them down right now. What? And I want anybody listening or watching this to answer me. This is not rhetorical. Hit me on my Twitter. Put it in the comment section. Damn, email me. I don't care. What are the Heat doctors waiting to see that they don't already see?
So why not just let them play? There's been rumors out there that Bosh could sign this waiver and the Heat won't be liable. Why not let them play?
I don't think
because they obviously really need him with the way Whiteside been looking.
People telling the Heat to make that offer. I don't think the Heat really made that offer. I think Bosh would. Well, I think Bosh would sign the way. I think Bosh feels like he's fine. I don't think Bosh is saying, you know what? I could die, but these 18 points against the Raptors is worth. Bosh is way too smart for that, man. He ain't out there trying to die for this.
So if the Heat come to Bosh and be like, sign this, you think Bosh is signing in play?
I think he would. I think he believes he's fine. He's
I bet you he won't.
Telling him
I
he's
bet
fine.
you he won't.
Why wouldn't he?
I bet you he won't.
Why wouldn't he?
I bet you he won't.
Why wouldn't he? He basically saying he's fine. You know, the thing is weird, man. I really let me just throw this, and I know I'm getting into conspiracy theories. The show gonna run long, but trust me, this is good stuff. You know how? Let's be honest. Somebody can have a car wreck, and before I even say it, somebody can argue that Bosh could do this as well. You can have a car wreck, right? You could be fine. But it's some doctors out there that you can manipulate to say that you hurt, right? For a small fee. The Heat doctor, the only doctor saying Bosh ain't cleared to play. He worked for the Heat. If the Heat tell this man not to clear.
What do you mean? What you mean he the only doctor? They had two opinions. The Heat doctor and Bosh doctor. It's two opinions.
The Heat didn't send Bosh to have no second opinion. Chris Bosh sent himself to go have a second opinion.
Players do that all the time.
But what I'm trying to tell you is the second opinion doctor didn't tell Bosh he couldn't play. The second opinion.
You know Bosh ain't pay that doctor to be like, yo, say I'm Gucci.
And I was going to say, I know somebody's going to say that can happen two ways, and it could. It could. I realistically admit that could happen. But you got the Heat doctor over here saying, nope, he's not cleared to play. Oh, is he still on blood thinners? Oh, no, he been off them shits for a month. Oh, okay, well, he still got clots, right? Oh, no, he ain't got no clots. Okay, well, why can't he play? I just don't feel like he's ready. What is it going to take for you to feel like, what is he waiting to see? If it ain't him off blood thinners and no blood clots. That's all I want to know.
I just know some doctors are smarter than the others. And
so Bosh went and hired
things that other doctors don't.
So Bosh went to the clinic?
I don't know. I don't know
that man ain't went to no clinic, man.
I don't know. I'm just saying some doctors are smarter than the other. Can we agree there?
Oh, we agree.
Oh, okay. They were sure telling this African doctor that CTE did not exist.
That's who Bosh went and hired. That same dude.
Let's move on,
I actually don't know that. Anyway, man, please give us your feedback on this thing. And don't
let us
take
know what you think about this Bosh situation. It's definitely one of the craziest situations ever.
Yeah, don't take me out of context, man. I don't want nothing to happen to Bosh. I'm trying to put myself in his shoes. If I know, and I mean, when I say no, I mean that loosely because nobody knows anything about tomorrow. But if I know I feel fine, I know I don't have blood clots, I know I'm not on blood thinners, I'm okay. Let me play. I want to play.
You could be wrong, Spade.
Anybody could be wrong. Just like Bosh could be wrong, that team doctor could be wrong. All we can go on is, you know what I'm saying, what we know. What we know is I'm not on blood thinners. What we know is I don't have clots. What we know is I got a doctor saying I'm good to go. What more do we need to know? We can't know no more than that. What we know
is if you don't play, you won't die in front of millions of people watching.
You don't know that. You don't know that. That man can die tomorrow. But it just won't be on the Heat.
But it won't be on TV in front of millions.
Only thing they give a damn about. Thank you for making my point, bro. What else we got?
I don't think so. That's not the only. I think they care about Bosh.
Okay.
I'm gonna get the Miami Heat more credit. They better worry about Toronto, but I'm gonna give the Heat more credit. I'm gonna give them a little bit more credit than you are, and you're a Heat fan, which is crazy. But let's move on. Let's go to the NFL. That's where I want to be anyway.
Cheeks.
The NFL. Let's talk some NFL, and I gotta take it down to Dallas. Gotta talk Cowboys, which I didn't want to talk on this show. I told you, Spade, I didn't want to talk the Cowboys. I didn't want to talk the Cowboys. Why didn't I want to talk the Cowboys, Spade?
Because they cheats.
No. That's not the reason. That's not. Anyway, you can't even be serious with this guy.
I'm being serious. I thought that was the reason, because they cheat.
Listen, man. I didn't want to talk the Cowboys, but it's just been something in the news. Jerry Jones, ever since the draft, ever since not being able to trade up to get Paxton Lynch. Jerry Jones been in the news saying, oh my gosh, I should have overpaid for Paxton Lynch. Every time I overpaid, it's worked out for me. Every time I underpaid and got a bargain, it's never worked out for me. I should have got Paxton Lynch. After the draft, during the draft he said it. After the draft he said it. It's been the draft been over a week now, and Jerry Jones is still talking about Paxton Lynch. If you guys don't know, Paxton Lynch got drafted by the Denver Broncos, and he's not in Dallas, if you was wondering. Dallas Cowboys in the later rounds actually drafted a quarterback named Dak Prescott, which got me to thinking, man, Jerry Jones is talking so much about Paxton Lynch. What about the quarterback you drafted? And it got me to thinking, man, if I'm the quarterback, I'm like, damn, like the owner of my team that picked me don't even believe in me. So they started asking Dak Prescott questions about Jerry Jones being so enamored by Paxton Lynch. And Dak Prescott came out and said, it's fine. I'm going to work my butt off, and I'm going to show these guys I belong here, that I'm going to work hard and show my teammates that I could be a great player and I can help this team. Prescott also said that I'm pretty sure I wasn't high on Mississippi State recruiting board, but I showed people at Mississippi State that I can be a good quarterback playing in that league, and I'm going to show Jerry Jones that he made the right decision by picking me. Spade, how do you feel about like what Jerry Jones, because it kind of don't sit well with me. And I don't want to be that guy always playing that race issue, but it got me to thinking, like, if he would have drafted Connor Cook or Christian Hackenberg or one of those guys, would he still be like Paxton Lynch? Paxton Lynch.
Yeah, pass me that race card, and I'm about to slap it down like the big Joker. Man, Dak Prescott is a black quarterback, man. He been getting settled for since he left high school. I mean, it is what it is. It happens. It's a part of life, and at some point you get used to it. Young me, not me now. Like, me now is happily married. But young me used to hit the club with my eyes on a prize. And at the end of the night, if I didn't find that Paxton Lynch of girls in the club, sometimes I settle for the Dak Prescott. And sometimes on the ride home, I still wish I had that Paxton Lynch. And that's what Jerry Jones is doing. The funny thing is this, though. The only thing that really irks me about
one of your best analogies ever on the show.
Man, I'm an analogy king, bro. You already know this. The thing that bothers me about it is they came back later and they tried to, I guess somebody must have said, damn, Jerry, like, this kid over here, like, what about this guy? Yeah. And so they come out and they say, oh, Dak Prescott has that it factor. When you look at his stats or his measurables, he might not be the fastest. He might not have the strongest arm. He might not have that, whatever Paxton Lynch had. He might didn't have that, but he's got that it factor, that thing we can't put our finger on. And everybody knows that was BS. That was just them doing a little bit of damage control. The good news about it is Dak Prescott got an opportunity in the NFL, which is extremely tough for black quarterbacks to get. Go ask Trevon Boykin, who did eventually get picked up by the Seahawks, but that's a whole nother story. The man had to enter the draft as a wide receiver after being one of the most electrifying quarterbacks in the NCAA last season.
And he got an opportunity. All his receivers got drafted.
All his receivers got drafted. I guess they was throwing the ball to themselves. But Dak Prescott got an opportunity that a lot of black quarterbacks don't get. Whether they wanted him or they settled for him, he got an opportunity. And at this point, all he got to do is make the best out of it. Because let's face it, LePage, I know, Dak Prescott know, Jerry Jones know. We all know Tony Romo will not finish this season without an injury. Tony Romo is going down.
Oh, my gosh.
You can bet your bottom dollar he's going down. So Dak Prescott is going to have to play at some point this year. So he got the opportunity, man. Just make the best out of it, young fella. That's all you can do. We all get settled for sometime, man. Hell, for all I know, my wife wanted Denzel. He got married. She had to settle for me. It happens. I'm all right.
First of all, Tony Romo is going to finish the season. Not going wood.
He going to finish. Sitting over there.
Listen, man, I'm rooting for Dak Prescott. Whether he with the Cowboys or not with the Cowboys, wherever he land, I'm rooting for the kid because just what Jerry Jones is doing, and y'all know I'm a Cowboy fan, but let me tell you something about being a fan real quick. Let me switch topics real quick, Spade. This strong arm sports. Let me strong arm this hand real quick.
Oh, this should be good.
People don't. No, just listen. The thing people don't understand about fans is they think because you're a fan of a team, you gotta like every move they make, everything. That's not true, man. That's not true. Like, I'm objective about all my teams. Like, just because Jerry Jones signed Greg Hardy doesn't mean I gotta like Greg Hardy. I don't like Greg Hardy. I hope he played well for my team, but that don't mean I gotta like him. I don't mean I gotta cheer for him. Like, and I want people to be like, oh, well, you're not a real fan if you don't. Nah, that's not true. And I don't like the way Jerry Jones handled this situation. He could come out and say, I tried to trade up for Paxton Lynch, and we got Dak Prescott. Let's talk about Dak Prescott. That's how you end that noise. I tried to trade up. It didn't work. We got Dak. We think he's going to be a suitable QB or backup QB or a QB of the future. And let's talk about that. Let's stop bringing up Paxton Lynch. He plays for the Broncos. Come on, Jerry.
So you like Dak Prescott?
Jerry, you smarter than this.
No, he's not. You like Prescott.
Clearly. You said what?
You like Prescott.
Of course I like Dak Prescott.
You want him to be successful.
Of course.
Yeah, I know why.
Why, Spade? Don't say because he's black. Because that ain't true.
No, I'm not going to say that. Because I could go back and dig in the archives. At the start of this past NCAA season, you said, I got Dak Prescott to win the Heisman. He's got to. So you've been in this kid corner for a while now. I bet you was low-key happy as hell that he landed in Dallas. Because you've been rooting for this kid since way back when. So if he mess around and be good, we'd never hit the end of it, y'all. Ever.
They better pray I'm wrong. Because if Dak Prescott turned out to be Cam Newton, who they comparing him to, and y'all know I hate that. When I seen them compare Dak to Cam Newton, my eyes lit up like with the heart emojis from off the phone. Like I was like, ow, we got a Cam. So I mean I don't know, but if Dak Prescott turned out to be it, you guys will never hear the end of it.
Never. He ain't lying.
Ever.
He is not lying. Anyway, man, let's move forward, bro.
Okay.
Let me talk a little bit we just talked Dak Prescott, who is an NFL player now, but he just came out of college. So this is the perfect time for us to talk a little bit of NCAA football news, man. I can't wait for the season to kick off. It haven't yet, but I still got something to talk about.
Spade, I don't want to talk satellite camps. If this satellite camps, let's move on.
It's not that, but we actually should talk that. But that's a whole nother
I don't want to talk satellite camps.
No. We're going to talk about Texas A&M assistant coach Aaron Moorhead. All right? If I'm not mistaken, I believe he's the wide receiver coach. This man here, I never knew one man was so powerful. I'm going to tell you what happened. Wednesday night, a tweet from a quarterback. Matter of fact, the third-ranked dual-threat quarterback in the nation. His name is Tate Martell. That's what I got wrote down there, but my handwriting's so atrocious, it might not even say that. Anyway, he tweeted that after spending some time talking with his family and deciding what's best for his future, he has decided to decommit from Texas A&M. All right, a little bit after that, Aaron Moorhead tweeted something along the lines of, I really can't understand people who don't have loyalty. I really just can't even rock with you. Hashtag loyalty, blah, 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 blah. Okay, seems fair enough. Well, I guess people was getting at him. So he comes back and tweet, I wasn't even talking about who y'all think I was talking about. But the same thing applies. So even though I wasn't talking about him, I am now. The same thing applies, you get loyalty, blah, 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 blah. After that, another tweet from a Texas A&M commit, this time Manny Netherly. He's a wide receiver who said basically, I've been watching social media tonight and my future coach had some tweets up here that I don't want to play for a guy like that, so I too am decommitting from Texas A&M. Instead of Aaron Moorhead saying, woo, I'm on fire tonight, I better leave this Twitter alone, he goes back in. He says, since when is telling the truth a bad thing? Society got so soft. Hashtag y'all boys soft. Hashtag Texas A&M strong over here. He just going on and on.
He going wheels.
It gets worse, bro. A guy who had not committed to Texas A&M yet, but a top tier recruit that had some, speculation that maybe he was going to Texas A&M, went on and hit his Twitter too and said, you know what? I have decided that of the teams that I am looking at, Texas A&M is not one of them. Oh my God, man. So in one night, the Aggies lost like 3 recruits. Like I said, the last guy hadn't recruited yet. He hadn't committed yet, but he's out. So the thing, to me, the next morning, I imagine Coach Sumlin comes in and goes, what the hell? Man, this was going on at like midnight and 2 a.m. Sumlin comes back the next day like, what the hell happened? Aaron Moorhead sitting there looking doofy like, well, They was soft. I was tweeting and they got all mad. Man, I'm gonna ask you, if you Summerlin, what you doing, bro? That's what I want to know.
The wide receiver coach gotta go.
He gotta go,
Let me tell
bro.
you something. He gotta go like yesterday. Like, if he ain't going, he should have been going.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, man. I want to holler at Herm Edwards. Because if Herm Edwards don't get the don't hit sin shirts and bumper stickers popping, I'm about to start selling that. Like, you are the coach. Like, you are a wide receiver coach at that. Like, this ain't Sumlin tweeting this crap. Like, this some old wide receiver coach. Like, oh my gosh. Like, he might have just cost Sumlin his job. So guess what, Spade? He might have just cost Sumlin his job, so Sumlin should take his damn job.
You absolutely
Spade,
right.
what the hell? The wide receiver coach? Not the defensive coordinator, not the offensive coordinator, not the head coach. A position coach, man, just cost them 3 damn recruits, and we all know one recruit in college can change your fortune. Like, it can change your life. Like, it can get coaches from, one recruit can get coaches from Appalachian State to go to Notre Dame or Michigan. Like that. This crap happens. Yep. And, man, if I'm Sumlin, that dude gotta go, Spade. What's your thoughts on this?
Reportedly, he's not being fired. I'm going to tell you how petty I am. If I'm Sumlin, you know what I do?
What?
I fire his ass on Twitter. That's what I do. Since you like Twitter so much, I tweet that I'm now looking for a wide receiver coach. I just can't rock with coaches that go to Twitter and run their damn mouth like school kids. I fire his ass on Twitter because I'm petty like that. That's what I would do.
Don't hit Sam, man.
Don't hit Sam.
Herm got a Jew, and I don't even think Herm know. Don't hit Sam. Like, seriously, like, especially, like, it's 1 2 o'clock. You ain't even talked this over with the head coach. You got to go, bruh. You got to go. You got to go, man. And recruits just dropping like flies? Oh, hell nah. You got to go.
I agree.
Man, I pray this don't cost Sumlin, man. And the bad thing is, it's going to have people talking about Sumlin like, well, you know, they're going to be like, the Texas A&M head coach could have had this, blah, blah, blah. But he let his wide receiver coach run his mouth. It's going to be
this
all,
take gotta be nice,
goes back to the head coach. Just like interceptions could bounce off the wide receiver chest and be like, damn, look at the wide receiver. They'd be like, the interception goes to the QB.
Right.
It's just like that. It's just like that.
I agree.
If I'm Sumlin, I hope that dude is long gone.
Well, Sumlin didn't fire him, though. You know, Sumlin on the hot seat anyway, so I'm with you.
He really is. But, Spade, I got a quick topic I want to talk about. It's a big fight tonight.
Yep.
It's a big fight tonight. Canelo versus Kahn. Just want to get your quick thoughts. We're going to use this. No pick'em game this week. We got a pick'em fight. Okay. So I want to know your thoughts on this. Who you got to win? Should I go first? Because you always think I'm picking off your paper.
Yeah. I think you should. I was just about to say that. Because I bet you ain't got
First of all, anybody know me, they know that boxing, I've been saying this for the longest. Boxing has been like, you know what I mean? Like, it's been reports. Like, we ain't going to talk about it, but it's been reports that Mayweather's coming back, and Mayweather, next fight could potentially be one of these guys, whoever win this fight. It's also said that it could be Triple G, but that's another topic for another day.
It's also
sticking to this fight, Canelo versus Kahn.
McGregor.
Oh, yeah, which is just crazy.
Bogus.
But sticking to this fight, Canelo versus Kahn. Y'all know, if you guys follow me on Twitter at Authentic973, by the way, shameless plug. But y'all know I'm not a Kahn fan. I do not like Amir Khan. I mean, he's a solid fighter, but I gotta go Canelo here. So give me Canelo. I'm not saying it's going to be a knockout, but I think Canelo's pretty much going to beat Kahn up pretty bad. I don't know if he's going to knock him out, but I think he's going to beat him up pretty bad. So give me Canelo, Spade.
I like that pick. This is what people tell me. They say Amir Khan got the fastest hands in boxing. And I said that's okay. That's fine and dandy. Amir Khan is 31-3 in his career with 19 knockouts. Canelo Alvarez is 46-1-1 with 32 knockouts. So if you slow at math, let me help you out. Canelo has more knockouts than Kahn has wins. Put me down for Canelo, who had to drop a tremendous amount of weight to make weight, but you know how that goes. He dry out to make weight. You got food and fluids to get back to his regular size. He going to show up at the ring, the bigger, stronger fighter. And I'm going to go ahead and say, put him on the board for 33 knockouts. That's what I'm going to say.
Ooh.
Yep.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Like, y'all already know how we do. We want you guys to leave your thoughts especially on this fight. I'm interested. I know it's a lot of Kahn fans, man. Now, I actually had an argument with dudes on Twitter about Kahn. So I'm interested to know what the fans think. Leave your thoughts on this fight in the comment section down below.
Yep. All right, homie. We have come to the part of the show where we give away the most prestigious award in podcast
Strong
history.
Arm Heisman.
It is the Heisman of podcasts. It is covered with clusters of diamonds and rubies and emeralds. It weighs like 1,000 pounds, and you just want to... Okay, anyway, let's get to it. We get this award to a player who raised his or her level of play in the clutch to make sure that their team got the win. LePage, you on the hot seat. Who you got and why?
I got to give it to a guy that has definitely raised his level of play. And if I'm not mistaken, he may have been a strong arm performer of the week before, but I don't remember. I mean, it's been about 80-something of them, so I don't remember all of them. But he could have made it before. But I got to give it to a guy out of San Antonio, and I got to give it to LaMarcus Aldridge. LaMarcus Aldridge, I mean, first of all, Tim Duncan is looking his age. He's looking his age. Tony Parker, looking his age. Ginobili, looking his age. Ginobili in Game 2, when they lost the game, when Deion Waiters kind of shoved him, Ginobili would have took that ball to the cup when he got it, and when he passed it out to Patty Mills, Ginobili would have took that hook shot and made it. Look at all the big threes from the Spurs are looking their age, and LaMarcus Aldridge said, "Don't worry, I got you." LaMarcus, I usually only get one score for one game, Spade. I broke it down. I added up all the scores for all 3 games.
Okay.
LaMarcus Aldridge is he's averaging 35 points in this series against Oklahoma City. 35 points so far in 3 games. He had 38 one game, 41 another game, and I think maybe 27 to 25 another game. LaMarcus Aldridge has been playing amazing, threw the Spurs on his back, and everybody looking at LA like, where's this been? This has always been LaMarcus Aldridge. He did this with Portland last year in the playoffs. He had 2 games over 40. He was just in Portland. But for raising your level to play, strong, LaMarcus Aldridge, you are my strong arm performer of the week. LaMarcus Aldridge.
Well deserved. You threw me a curveball because I really thought you was going Kawhi. Kawhi had a really big Game 3, but no more deserving than LaMarcus Aldridge. That's a pretty good pick, man. But once again, you have been one-upped by the one-up king himself, me.
Lord. James Harden ain't. What James Harden do?
You so
what
immature,
did James Harden do?
You so immature. We're going to go over to the Eastern Conference so I can give my award to the most deserving person to hold his trophy. This guy right here doesn't play very much at all, okay? This guy right here, the fans of the team that he plays on made videos of him crying because he got traded to the team this season. They hated this guy. They said, why did we get this guy? My co-host over there said, why did they go and get this guy? He ain't it. He washed. I'm talking about none other than Channing Frye, who came off the bench in this last game, shot 10 of 13, 7 of 9 from beyond the arc for 27 points in 28 minutes. He was the rainmaker. Channing Frye, for that performance, bro, you are my strong arm performer of the week. Apologize to that man, bro. Apologize, LePage.
Oh my God, I wasn't expecting you to go Channing Frye. I was expecting Wade or maybe even Damari Carroll. I mean, I've been giving Carroll a hard time.
Who?
I mean, Channing Frye.
The Christmas carols. I ain't saying no Christmas carols.
He went Wills. I gotta give him credit. He went Wills. So he's well deserving. Spade, we made it. Finally.
We ain't got the fire yet, man. Bro. We still got to make it into a video. But for now, I think we one step closer.
Yeah, man. First of all, we want to thank you guys for being patient with us, man. We're going through a lot of issues. I don't know what's going on. We would prefer to do this live so we can interact with you guys, but we're having some technical difficulties. Hopefully, we can get it worked out. If not, we're going to work on some other things so you guys can interact with us during the show. We got to wait and see. But as usual, if you guys don't want to see us, you guys don't want to see our mugshot on YouTube, we got audio podcasts everywhere, iTunes, УPodOmatic, SoundCloud. You can download us no matter what type of device you have. We everywhere. You know what I mean? You could listen to us in your radio. Plug us in, man. Just let us rock out while you're driving to work, driving to school, studying for finals, get good grades. But, listen to us. We got audio podcasts everywhere. leave your thoughts on everything, especially the Chris Bosh and the Sumlin thing. I definitely want to know you guys' thoughts on that, as well as the Canelo Kahn fight tonight. I know it's going up Sunday, so the fight will be over, but we can definitely break it down tomorrow in the comment section. Let's talk about it. Get in the comment section. Hit up the audio podcast on iTunes. Hit it up on SoundCloud and UPodOmatic. We appreciate you guys' support. Spade, you got anything else to add?
Nah, man. I'm just happy to be through another show.
Well, we'll see you guys next episode. Peace.